Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm Dr. Teresa Puckett, your instructor. I wanted to make a little video for you to talk about our next upcoming project, which is the Critique of Nursing Theories paper and PowerPoint. So if you notice in my last announcement, I think it was, I gave you guys this paper, which is the Critique of Nursing Theories. And this is just a sample paper for you to kind of model your paper. So the whole project is a paper plus a narrated PowerPoint. So in a previous announcement, I also told you some information as to how to make a PowerPoint and how to narrate it. So I just want to go a little more in depth with the paper and the PowerPoint. First of all, when are these things due, right? So both the paper and the PowerPoint are due. Hold on, I have some notes here. April 8th, okay, April 8th, which is the end of week 6. And the reason that we have the paper and the PowerPoint due by midnight that day is because then starting the beginning of week 7, which is April 8th, half of you will put the PowerPoint as your initial discussion post. So what I'll do in the beginning of week 6 is I will put out an announcement as to who is posting their PowerPoint at the beginning of week 7, which is April 9th. And then the rest of the class will post their PowerPoint the beginning of week 8, which is April 16th. But I want everybody's paper and PowerPoint due the same day because then nobody can say that somebody else had an additional week. And the way that we'll determine who's posting their PowerPoint in week 7 versus week 8 is I just take the number of people in the class and I divide it by half. If you're at the beginning of the alphabet with your last name, you'll be posting in week 7. If you're toward the end of the alphabet with your last name, you'll be posting in week 8. We don't have discussion questions for weeks 7 or 8. So what happens is if you are supposed to post for week 7, your initial post is putting up your PowerPoint, and then you will do a peer response. You will respond to somebody else's PowerPoint. And then if you are not posting in week 7, you do not have an initial post, you're just doing a peer response to someone's PowerPoint. So this is part of why I'm making this video, because I get a lot of questions about the Critique of Theories project and the posting and everything, and I thought maybe it's easier if I just tell you this, right? So this is why I'm doing this. So then if you're supposed to post in week 8, then you will put your PowerPoint under week 8. Now, the way that the Wilks discussion boards are set up is you cannot see anybody's response until you post. So you're going to have to do what I call a dummy post for the week that you are not posting your video. So say you're not posting in week 7. You're not going to be able to see anybody's video unless you make a post. So you will make some kind of post just saying this is a test or whatever, just so that you then have access to everybody else's PowerPoints. So here's the paper that I gave you guys to look at. You'll notice that this is in APA format, of course, and it has an abstract. And so what you're going to do is you're going to choose a grand theory and a middle range theory. And the point of doing this is to show the difference between the two different points of theory. What's good is if they're related. So for example, we just went through Roy's adaptation model, and then that's the grand theory, and the mid-range theory was adapting to diabetes. So you guys just went through that article. So those are related, but you don't necessarily have to have it related. It's just better if it's related, and you can show that relation. But if you're super interested in, unrelated theories, that's okay too. All right, so this person gave this little abstract here and said that the two theories are going to be evaluated, and then they will be compared and contrast, and then there'll be an invented situation that talks about advanced practice nursing. Okay, so let's just go through this. Here's an introduction, which again kind of has a purpose statement to it, and I really like section headings because section headings help me as a grader and as a reader to know that you covered everything you were supposed to. So here the person is talking about the first theory, which is Roy, and the person is describing the purpose of the theory, the concepts of the theory, the relationships within the theory, and just basically the assumptions of the theory, and that's a bullet pointed list, which I think is pretty good. So that's just kind of an overview of the theory, which you guys actually did in your discussion board this past week. Then the person does a critical reflection. Those are the same questions that you answered about that diabetes article in discussion board number 2 this past week. So, is it clear? Et cetera, et cetera. And so, they're doing this, the critical reflection. Then they go into the next theory. Okay, so this was the theory of family stress and adaptation. So they do the same thing with this theory. They go ahead and they describe the purpose of the theory, the concepts, the relationships, the assumptions. Nice bolded list there. You don't have to do that, but bolded lists are always sort of nice. And then they go ahead and they do the critical reflection there. And then they compare and contrast the two theories. This is just one paragraph in this particular one, but it doesn't have to be. You could have a couple paragraphs or whatever. So this compare and contrast section, just should really show similarities, differences, etc. That's what compare and contrast means, right? Okay, and then a client situation and advanced practice that is going to highlight each theory. You already did this with your concept analysis. You chose a concept and then you made up a model case. So this is like a model case. So what I would like to see, now this person didn't do it this way, but what would be kind of nice to see is, her first one was Roy's model. So, client situation and advanced practice, Roy's model, and then client situation and advanced practice, the theory, stress, and adaptation model was this person's second model, right? So a client situation that would be in an advanced practice role with each of the theories. And then this person goes into some outline for advanced practice. You don't need that, okay? You just need like the two scenarios that I was talking about. This person went a little bit overboard. It's sort of what we call extra, right? My kids tell me like, Mom, you're so extra. So that's kind of like what this is here. So kind of like disregard this outline for advanced practice and this mid-range theory integration part, okay? The client situation for each of the two theories, and then a conclusion. And then you have the reference list. So that is the paper in a nutshell. And then for the PowerPoint, what you're doing is you're summarizing this information on your PowerPoint. So when you think about PowerPoint, think that you want to be concise, you want to have just a few bullet points. Some people use the notes section to kind of write out everything they're going to say in their narration. It's, however you want to do it is fine. With the PowerPoint, for those of you that haven't made a PowerPoint, the background is naturally just a plain white background. It's nice if you choose some sort of template from the program, so we're not just looking at a white background with black lettering. With the PowerPoint, you don't want to have the slides too wordy. It's nice also to throw in some pictures. When you're talking about the different theories, you could always grab a picture of like the theorist that developed it. Little diagrams are nice, stuff that you can copy and paste from Google Images. So don't make us look at like this boring PowerPoint that only has words on it. And, you want to be kind of like concise, right? And then with your narration, you're going to be describing your information on your PowerPoint slides further. So we don't expect you to like read your whole paper out loud in the narration or anything like that. Give us the highlights, tell us about each theory. Tell us about your critique about each theory. Give us the client situations. Wrap it up, and that's it. So if you have any issues with making a PowerPoint or doing narration, I suggest that you contact a kid near you, because kids these days are technologically savvy and they can help you. Okay, so if you have like a 6-year-old in your life, they can help you make a PowerPoint probably, right? So start early on this, start early, because I have people that run into problems with doing the narration. They have problems with making a PowerPoint because they've never made one. And then it's like Sunday night at like 11:45 p.m. and people are trying to finish the project to upload it on time. So anyway, I hope that this recording has made the assignment of the paper and the PowerPoint a little more clear to you. But again, if you do have questions, please let me know. And work ahead. Don't wait till the last minute. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great week.